Oh, the stream's finished, right?
The stream's just like struggling to get through at the moment, which sucks.
Sorry, I'll be back.
Yeah.
We seem to be back. Maybe people climb back in.
So Mike's working again. We're good.
Yep.
All right. Cool. We're back.
Sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties. If anyone's missed it, I'm with Matt Rogers. Yeah, and we're going to commentate this Oldham vs. Fire game.
Yeah, and so this is something we're seeing out of the Guardian decks a lot more now, is these Crush the Weeks that really shut down Fire. Like, this is a must-block card, or, if you want to try to have a 5-card hand against me, it's usually not going to do too much.
I love how Oldham can just put in these nice attack Guardian cards that really don't see much play, like Choke Slam, Crush the Week. But then in some formats they're premium cards to play, premium cards to attack with, right? Yeah.
Well, they're very specific cards, right? So Guardian's full of a whole lot of on-hits, crush effects that are very specific to what your opponent's specifically doing, right? Yeah. So, like shutdown cards. So,
So do you think Jordan's setting up his energy potions? He's setting up for one of those 40 damage...
He's setting up for a 40 damage turn. That's how he's planning to win. Like, see him just coming in for 3 or whatever. Like, he doesn't care, right? He's just waiting until he has the right tools and the right amass to just go crazy. And Jordan knows very well that he's got one window, one turn to do as much damage as possible. Once he's burnt that turn, if Oldham's on enough life, if they're on more than 10 life, then he's in trouble.
All right.
Speaking of in trouble, here comes a fused Okinawa. So it seems like I don't think Jordan has any unmovables or anything to hard shut these down. He just takes the hit and doesn't have to worry about his life total to a massive degree.
Like you said, he's just setting up, finding that one window. Once he's comfortable with going in, he's just going to go for his big turn and see if it'll get him there. Yeah,
well, the thing is, he doesn't lose these cards, right? They go to the bottom. He still has them in his deck. If they're search targets or anything, it's fine. And he wasn't really going to do much on his turn anyway while he's setting up most of the time, right?
So let's see if Winton decides to keep the pulse.
Yeah, I imagine you pretty much always keep pulse in hand if you have 2 cards. Phoenix Flame for 0, go! Chuck it in the graveyard.
Oh, so that was interesting. So Oldham could have ice reacted.
Yeah, he could have ice earth reacted and not given him an arsenal. So I guess he really wants to hold on to that pulse and ice react. Have ice react threatened always, rather than just that turn, because it really means like as long as Jordan knows that there's a pulse in Winton's hand, he knows he can't really go for his big turn.
Yep.
So. Oh, actually, we've got an endless winter. That's what he was going for. So
I'm picking up to read it.
Yeah. So if he ice reacted, he couldn't have done this with the E-Strike, right? So he's really trying to pressure Jordan's life total here and try to get him down to a point where he's, forced to block. So Jordan will happily throw the hand, not do anything. That's fine.
Alright, so he set up the triple energy potion. Do you think Jordan's looking for a Art of War, Spreading Flames?
Yeah, absolutely. Art of War and Spreading Flames. He wants both of them.
Yep.
And, 2 Art of Wars would be nice. I don't think he's played one yet, right?
Yeah,
so he can easily get into the spot where he arsenals one, looks to draw his second, and then when he draws his second, cracks an E-Pot and goes crazy.
Okay, but coming for Disable, threatening his arsenal.
Yeah. So Winton has to threaten Jordan just turn after turn after turn now that there's the 3 pots.
Do you think he's going for it now, Matt?
Possibly.
He lost his arsenal.
Well, if he has 2 Art of Wars in hand, he might not need his arsenal. So it all depends on what he's got.
Oh.
Winton's ready with a Channel Lake Frigid for next turn, I think, if that's another ice card in hand. So he just needs Jordan not to go off this turn.
Oh, so Jordan's definitely considering it? Oh, okay.
Okay, here we go. Here's the turn. So I imagine he's got either Spreading Flames, Art of War, or double Art of War. And he's down to 14, so he knows he doesn't have a whole lot of window. So it's kind of now or never.
Yeah, okay, let's see how it goes. So and he's going Belittle.
Yep, his favourite card. Got a couple Belittles going on here. So will he Art of War after blocks here is the thing. So block 4.
Oh, this is a very good window as well because Winton has no arsenal for the Crown of Seeds to prevent one. And then,
so it's a good time to go off for sure. Okay, so no Art of War, but yeah, we're going off against a 4-card hand. And we're going to be getting multiple Minnowisms and craziness. It is going to be, you know, it's going to be a 30 damage turn.
So, because of the Belittles, Jordan doesn't really have to commit the 2 energy potions now, right?
No, he's got more than enough resources.
He just searched 6 resources.
Oh, did he search a red one or was it 2 blues?
Is he playing the red one?
I don't know. Some lists are playing 1 for these specific spots. I think, is he playing 2 red?
2 blue. 2 blue,
yeah, it is 2 blue. Okay. So he's got more resources than a 5-player is ever going to need.
Coming in for 4.
So the Oldham player just really wants to look to kind of block out this turn and take as little damage as possible, most likely, and then try to build back up to a spot where they're pressuring them again.
Do you think he wants to just keep 1 card for the crown?
3, he may just want to block out.
I'm thinking about chucking the tunic away.
Yeah, well, he's just wanting to stem the bleeding from the because at the end of the chain here, Jordan's going to play an attack that gets +1 for everything that's hit. So anything that he can clean block, he's really going to want to try to do that.
Alright, so he's popping Mask with the Pouncing Lynx.
Yep.
I assume he's going to search for Salt the Wound.
Yeah, Salt the Wound here for sure.
This currently is +2 from its ability and +1 from Stubbies.
Yeah, so Jordan's just making, with Winton not blocking there, Jordan's thinking, well, if I don't search it now, Winton might block everything and I might never get to search it.
Yep.
So 2 from that, 3 from that, clean blocked out. And this is looking pretty good for Oldham.
Yeah, I actually don't think this is much of a huge turn for Jordan, right? Like he doesn't have
Is that a blue?
Yeah, so that's only coming for what? 4?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, 5. Yeah,
5.
So Jordan committed his Stubbies, Hammers, and his Pouncing Lynx damage.
13 damage and a hand and 1 equipment.
Yeah, so
I think Jordan's going to have a hard road here. Yeah, he took the window he had. I guess.
Oh, okay.
There's the Art of War. You know? One more turn, Jordan. But with 2 energy pots, Jordan may be thinking he can get off another big turn and just go back-to-back big turns where Oldham will have back-to-back 4-card block hands, you know?
Alright, so we're starting Art of War, banishing the Inflame. Oh, so he draws Tome.
Yeah, using resources from Energy Pot. So he draws Tome, so we're going to have quite a heavy chain here.
So he does have a spicy card that most 5 players don't play. It's Red Hot.
Red Hot. That is coming in hot.
What do you think about it, Matt?
What does it do? No, it's the one that gets X, where X is the number of chain links, right? Reveals the top X cards and deals damage equal to the reds.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, limited card.
Limited card. Oh, okay.
No. No, it's it'll be interesting to see what it does here. But I imagine that because those chain links don't need to hit. In this matchup, surely X is going to equal 6 or 7, something like that. It's going to be able to deal a lot of damage.
So his
especially
hand,
late game when he's pitched a lot of the blues.
Spreading Flames.
Yeah.
Coming in for 5, because he played the blue Minnowism.
Yep, 5
beautiful,
block.
Oh, beautiful 5 block.
Yep. So yeah, again, Winton's just going to want to block as many of these attacks as possible because he doesn't really have anything left to, just wants to keep his life total high.
Yep.
And then wait for Jordan to not have a crazy turn where he can keep a card or 2 and then start pressuring again from that point. If Jordan has somewhat of an off turn, that'll be enough. but Winton really needs to be above 20 life.
Okay.
I think for that turn, to be in an effective spot when that happens. Because on the somewhat off turn, you're probably going to want to take a little bit of damage and then throw a spinal or something back.
Yeah, 100. Oh, it looks like his turn is not great. He's thinking of pitching 2 cards.
Yeah, did we not get some good draws off the
I think
side
his
of
hand is Tome of the Firebrand,
Yeah.
Snatch, and Red Hot.
Oh, that's not hot. That's not hot at all. So, is there a way we can get to 4 chain link Draconics? No, there's not, is there? Even with the weapon and the Phoenix Flame from Graveyard, we can't get there. So, yeah, he's going to have to try to find a way to force this Snatch through so that he can use the boots.
Oh, is he okay, he's destroying the second potion.
He's going in.
Boom, searing.
So what he's thinking is Winton's going to be thinking he just needs to block everything. So I think Jordan really wants to try to force through those blocks and then play a Snatch, give it go again.
Yeah.
Hit him, draw a card, and then hopefully be able to get something off.
Activate. Okay, he's activating 5.
Yep. So coming in for 2.
3. Out of war. Out of war spreading. Alright, so Winton Smart takes 3. There's the Snatch.
Yeah. So Winton played around the Snatch brilliantly, and so now he can just block the full 5 with the boots.
So he's slowly trickling down Jordan, right? He's slowly grinding all his resources, maintaining his high life, and just waiting for that moment to just...
Yeah, well, you see, all of these big turns have used energy pots, and Jordan's now out of energy pots.
Yeah, he had 3 energy pots, right? And now they're all gone.
Yeah, so, ending this after Jordan's big turn with 24 life, you've got to be feeling pretty good as Oldham now. You're going to take little bits of chip damage, and then you're going to work towards getting off a big, your own big turn where you can pressure again.
And Winton can take these ones because there's no mask of momentum. He's not scared of, 3 cards hitting at once, right?
He's got 20. He can take them 20 times. This is all of these little 1 points are not going to do anything. So it'll be whether Winton gets the hands to just block and hammer, or gets the hands to try to pressure with something bigger.
Alright, so activate 5. Grab another Phoenix.
So we could get Tome off if we have it. I don't know if we do. So that's really what Jordan's looking for now, is to try to get a turn off that involves like an Art of War and a Tome, and go really wide.
To play your Red Hot. Alright, so he'll be revealing 5 cards.
This is still decent. This is going to get him for a bit of damage.
1. Okay.
Art of War.
2. 3. Oh.
Yeah, those are the Art of Wars.
So he'll be burning for 3 damage, taking for 4. Now, the Art of Wars were stacked on there, but now because of Red Hot, he's shuffling his deck.
Yeah.
So he doesn't... He would have loved to see those Art of Wars next turn, but now he doesn't know where they are.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a big deck, so he is going to get some Art of Wars in the next few turns.
Alright, so
time's running out.
So Winton finally has an arsenal.
Yep.
Does this make it a lot harder for Jordan now?
Yes, definitely. Well, Winton's also got a Tunic counter, so he can just Tunic and crown away his arsenal and have a 5-card hand at any point. So, if Winton just needs that extra couple of resources to get off something really big, then he's just going to be able to crown away and do it. Take a bit of damage from Jordan. There's no stubbies. It's not going to be, over 20 damage. So he can probably happily take 12 damage or something, and then come back with a massive 5-card hand.
Yep.
Start forcing Jordan to block.
All right.
And that's when the game is kind of over, to be honest. Once 5's blocking, it's pretty hard to come back. So what do we? Tunic Belittle.
Okay, so he's searching this.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Winton's just happy trading, blocking 3 damage. He's not worrying about ice reacting him. He's not worried about anything. And that's mainly because Jordan is getting to a smaller deck where he's going to have a few more blues and some messy cards. So ice reactor's not very good now.
Yeah.
It's not really what he wants to do. So he's going up to 4 cards. Is that a Biting Gale? That is huge. Biting Gale reveal. So that's going to eat most of that Minnowism.
This card is just so powerful.
Oh, massive.
If they pay 2 or discard, and then you just ice react them after, right? Basically losing 2 cards.
Yeah, well, you probably don't even need to ice react them, just the value that you're getting from it. And then you're going to be able to hammer next turn as well. Because you've broken up the turn so much, Jordan's probably only going to be able to do one more thing. And then you can block it and then still ice hammer. Maybe take a damage or 2.
And Jordan's on 14, right?
Yeah, well, he's only got 1 Draconic Chain Link as well, so it's not even like, Phoenix Flame may not even be coming in this turn. So I think that Biting Gale is just massive.
Oh,
yeah, so
he actually didn't have Go Again.
He didn't have Go Again, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Good thing about Snappies, you always have Go Again. So he is ice reacting now that he's used his Snappies, because he knows that, he can't do anything else scary, right?
Yeah.
He's like, well, now you've just used up your Snappies for nothing because I just ice reacted you.
Oh, so basically, okay, so he Snappies into Searammer Blade, and then now... Yeah, so...
He's brought back the Phoenix Flame to chuck that in Arsenal, to have some more chip damage. And Winton just happily says, yep, go again.
It's actually looking very grim. Jordan, right?
Yeah, well, he's got to deal 18 more damage and he's used up so much power. He does still have 2 Art of Wars in his deck though, so it'll be interesting if he can manage to spring those together in 1 turn, then that could be a very threatening turn.
Oh, that's not really... Oh, that's
0 and 1.
It's not really a great start. So, Crown of Seeds. Eats it. Yep. So he still has the 1 prevention up from Crown.
Yep. Winton's just saying, look, you don't have stubbies, you don't have any of your power left, I'm just going to block everything forever, you can't deal me 18.
Oh, so he used 5 but doesn't have a Phoenix in the graveyard. I think he shuffled it.
Oh, okay. Red hot again.
Alright.
It's getting hot in here. And that's 4?
3, I think.
3, okay. So X equals 3. The crowns go... Oh, and we're going to prevent 4 damage from that card, from that source. So that's going to prevent all the non-direct damage, and then 1 extra as well, and then block 3.
Yeah.
Cleanly block it out.
Yeah, just did he even take a damage or something?
No, still on 18.
Oh, man.
And we've got a card to Arsenal, or Ice Hammer. If it's an ice card, I guess we ice hammer. If it's not, I think we Arsenal. Yep, it's not. Chuck it in the Arsenal. Pass turn.
Okay, I see Jordan's hand is pretty good. Alright, so he has the Art of War in hand.
Ah, okay. So this will be good with the Mountain Anger. It's a very good little combo. So it's where the Winton will play around it and leave his... Because he can block with the equipment and a 3 block and just leave the crown floating to play around the Art of War, which he knows that there's 2 of.
Or he can just
do that. Yep. If he's got a block 4, blue block 4s. Oy.
Alright, so Jordan is saving his Art of War for his Arsenal.
Grab the last Phoenix.
But is he... Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can either do weapon and another Phoenix, or he can just do 2 Phoenixes here. Arsenal the Art of War for next turn. Or he can use it here, get rid of a Phoenix, and draw 2 more cards, deal some damage. So that's going to eat the Crown of Seeds. Jordan's living on a prayer a bit here, really needs those... to tap that top of the library, needs those cards to be pretty good. Blazing Headlong here would be quite nice for 5.
Alright, Alright, so Searing Blade for free.
Yeah, so Art of War does not pump that, so Winton's like, yep, that can trade for a card, no problems.
Activate 5, Phoenix.
Yeah, 1 damage.
2 damage. 2, right? 2 damage.
2 damage, yep. And 4 damage. So he's going to use the Rampart and just give him a Hypothermia. Winton's strategy is just don't take any damage. We're on fatigue plan now. we're gonna fatigue this game.
Alright, so that's 2 Art of War's gone, right? And then now he has 1 left.
Yeah, one single Art of War. So I imagine Jordan just does not have the damage left to push 15.
Ooh, Biting Gale in hand. Does he have the ice? Doesn't look.
Winton's more than happy to trade 1 card at a time because I've got more cards than you do in my deck, you know? Let's just trade 1 card for 1 card constantly.
Cool, so he's going to take
1 damage.
Ones.
Yep, cool.
Okay,
And
Lava Burst
5
5.
will push a little bit. It'll push a bit of damage.
Okay, so he's selecting to take 5.
Yeah, because he's got the Biting Gale. So Biting Gale's going to Arsenal. So he's like, I'll take 5 now, but I'm not taking any more big chunks. Now I've got my 5 cards to block with.
The big thing about Biting Gale is like, if you don't draw an ice card, you can just Crown of Seeds all the way, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Yep.
Alright, so we see Spreading Flames.
Yeah. Do we have the Art of War to go with it? That's the question. Okay.
So
3.
everything is still coming in for free.
Yeah, and another 3.
Okay, using. Oh, he drew Heart off Indo.
Oh.
But he has Sink Below in his hand.
Yeah,
so
so
he
he
wants
can
to
just shuffle it away, get rid of it, or he can use it to gain some life, to hammer for a vanilla 4, which I don't think is going to be great. So this is 2. He's opting to take the 2 because Heart can still gain back 1 anyway, and we can block the last thing.
So that's coming in for 4.
Is it a red?
Maybe. I'm not too sure.
Looks like it might have been a blue because he just took 2. So he's going to gain a life back from the hammer and have an arsenal.
Yeah, Jordan's just going to take the 4.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
I don't think there's almost ever a hand where you block anything in the spot. It's vanilla damage, and you've got 14 life to give. Your cards are more important.
Alright.
Oh, starting off with an Art of War. Okay. So Jordan really needs to make something happen here. I'm guessing his plan is to get Winton down, to take a bit of damage and down to 0 cards, so that next turn he's only got a 4 card hand to work through.
Man, I don't think he picked +1. I think he picked Go again.
Oh,
okay.
But you know what, Says? I think Winton's got something to say about that.
This is huge.
This is massive.
If he does not have the blue.
He's pitching 2 reds.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
That's...
Oh, another one.
Oh, what a shutdown. There's still 4 coming at you, though. There's still 4, but he's got the Sink Below an Arsenal, so he's just, I don't even need to sink. I got an ice card, I got an Arsenal, like,
that turn.
Everything I need. No, we're going to sink it anyway. Who knows what we could find.
That turn really, I think that turn just was a nail in the coffin. That was his last Art of War, Matt.
Yeah, the Art of Wars are gone. I mean, Jordan just doesn't have anything left, really, to be honest.
Yeah. Puts in an Arsenal, or his Oasis.
So I think Jordan's down to 6 now. They may not have corrected the life totals, but I think Jordan's at 6.
He's just not drawing his blues. Like, there's countless turns he's been pitching reds, right?
Yeah. He doesn't have many blues left, but still, he just hasn't drawn them.
Oh, okay. So Winston's
even off the Art of War.
Winston's seeing his pulse again.
Yep. Well, we're back round.
Oh, and he's got Biting Gale.
Biting Gale pulse. Ouch. I'm just gonna show it to you. Here you go. What are you gonna do about it? He's discarding a card, and now Winton's thinking about whether he just wants to Ice Earth react now.
Yeah, because Jordan only has one card, right? Yeah.
And he's pitched a red, and he discarded to Biting Gale. So, like, you know that if you Ice Earth react now, it completely shuts down his turn. Or do you want to save that to Ice Hammer to, if you know, try to shut down next turn?
He's electing to save it.
Yeah, well, I think this turn's already shut down, right? You don't need to Ice Earth react him. You're not going to take really any damage. You're going to block the next thing, and then you've got the Ice Hammer to make sure the next turn's not very good either. Because he's got the crown up, you know, block 3, he just blocks that out.
Oh.
Yep, and he can block that out and gain a life.
Alright, so
Arsenal the Phoenix Flame.
Now does he...
And then we've got a full pulse to block or to thread in another ice token, which surely you just keep the ice tokens going. It kind of half shuts down the next turn too.
Alright, so Jordan will go to 2.
Yeah, he can only take one more of these hammers, so... And to be honest, he doesn't have time, so it kind of needs to be now. The good thing is, he is only playing against a 4-card hand.
Oh man, we see a Blizzard again.
Oh, this is rough.
Oh, so Winton plays triple
3
Blizzard.
Yeah. Looks like it. Blizzard is very good in a 5 meta.
Alright, so Phoenix for 0?
For 0, yep. I don't think there's much thinking needed there. And 4. You got 2 floating, can I have them please?
I think he has a tome in hand, Matt, Jordan.
Oh,
so
really?
This actually really...
Does he have a blue?
So he pitched a blue. But because he Blizzard, that's 2 resources that he's lost.
If he has another blue, he can get the tome off though.
Let's see.
With the weapon into the Phoenix Flame from Graveyard and then tome.
Yeah.
If he has another blue. But if not, then that Blizzard was just game breaking yet again. Yeah, I imagine if Jordan had a blue, he would just pitch it and just slam him. So I'm guessing.
Oh no, so he's still waiting for the Blaze Head.
Oh, okay, he's still blocking. Yeah. No ice react. We got block 2s in hand though.
Oh, okay, so he does not have the blue.
Do we have a snatch left in the deck?
Yep. I think so. I think I've only seen 2.
Yeah, I think I've only seen 2 as well.
And then what's his last card? Okay, Lava Burst for 5.
Lava Burst, that's lethal. That is threatening lethal, so we are asking for a block here. Gonna give up the tunic. Go down to 2. No, deliberating.
Alright, so it looks like he's going down to 2.
I think Winton's giving up the tunic here because there is still maybe a red hot. Which means that the life matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whereas usually you wouldn't give up tunic there because it can just block 1 later on, and you might actually get another resource out of it as well. But because of red hot, he might be able to deal non-physical damage that can't be blocked, like 3 damage or 2 damage or something. And if Winton's on 2, he's dead.
Yeah. Matt, do you agree with this play instead of Arsenal and just going for Ice Hammer?
Yeah, because this has to be blocked.
Yeah.
So even if Jordan blocks with a card, he still has to pay for the ice token as well. So this absolutely shuts him down.
So his tunic is on 2. So if he has a free block, he still needs to throw the tunic.
Yeah, he has to throw the tunic or pay for an ice counter. Now the tunic's going up to 3, so he's most likely going to be able to pay for the ice, but you can't just tunic to pay for ice, right? So he is going to have to pitch as well. So it's just awkward on so many levels.
Okay, so
he needs to give up the tunic. Yeah. All right.
This has become quite a close game.
It's a grind. It's a grind through, but I think Winton identified reasonably early that he should just be able to block out.
Oh, is he going to ice react?
I love the ice react here. I think it's a great spot because Jordan only has 1 card, and you know that if you ice react, the only thing he's doing is weaponing.
Thinking.
Whereas if that card's a 4 attack and you don't ice react, you've got a 2 block ice card in hand. You're going to get a bit punished.
Oh, it looks like he didn't.
He's not going to do it. Okay. He's very focused on making sure he can hammer next turn.
Is that a blue?
It's from Arsenal.
Nah, that was from his hand, right? Because Winton was thinking of ice reacting.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that was the last card in hand, right?
Okay, so that was... Okay, that's a blue.
Yeah.
Okay, and then block that.
Yep, and then
he's gonna
Phoenix
take the
Flame
one.
for 2.
Oh, yeah, for 2.
No, the weapon's only 3. It doesn't get the buff from the...
sorry, I mean,
thing yet.
the Phoenix Flame for... I thought it was Phoenix Flame for 1. Forgot to see Sprinting Flames.
Yeah.
Do you take this net, or you block and swing
What
back
are
with
the
ice
cards left? I think you just block. I don't think you can lose if you just block. So the hammer forces 2 cards, which is nice, or forces 1 card, and then there's the ice token. But the ice token might not actually matter too much because Jordan's definitely drawing a blue here. You just want to fatigue him out. I think you just block.
There's another Biting Gale, Matt.
Okay, Biting Gale, here we go. And we know that Jordan's got like a tome he's never going to be able to cast, so that's really annoying. So we know that Jordan already has annoying cards, so I think you just block. He's not going to be able to kill you.
Look at Jordan's deck.
Is it 1 card?
It looks like 1 card, right?
Yeah, I don't think Jordan can push 3 damage through 4 cards here. Yep, 3 go again, so is that... I don't think we have anything for attack to block, right? So this is the Biting Gale spot? No, we're just going to block 3. We have all ice cards anyway.
I think
this is the Biting Gale spot? Yeah. So reveal. This just shut you down. So discard the tome. Now, does Jordan have a 0 cost 7 attack power? Because that's what it would take here. We got 3 block in hand, 1 block on the rampart.
Most likely it's just another blue, right?
Yeah. I mean, we should surely Winton knows what card it is at this point, and I imagine, I can't think of a card in the game that could possibly win it from here. With the fact that he's going to have 2 cards next turn, he can just bring back a Phoenix Flame. And
it's another tome.
It's another tome, yeah, the other tome, yeah. Yep, that rampart is blocking faster than you're attacking, mate.
Alright, yep, now he swings with hammer, knowing that there's double tome, right?
Yeah. Well, there's 1 tome because he discarded the other one, but yeah, you have to block with the 2 non-tome cards, or block with that and take the ice token. Yeah.
So, alright, Jordan's seen...
Boom! And we're finished with a glacial footsteps, always fashionably.
So, this game was quite... It came quite close, right, Matt? It was 3-1.
Yeah.
Usually Oldham wins on like the 20-ish life.
I don't think so. Not if the Phi deck has the right stuff. Obviously, Jordan came along with some plans for this matchup with this red hot and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it all just depends on the big turn. We saw Jordan's big Stubby's turn just did not push enough damage.
Yeah.
So you really have to push a lot more damage on that turn. You've got to be threatening somewhere between 30 and 40 damage.
Yeah, but those Biting Gales and Winton's deck just game breaking, right? Like
yeah, and also the blizzards. Winton came absolutely prepared for this matchup.
Triple blizzard, right? Triple Biting Gale.
Triple blizzard, triple Biting Gale. He just shut him down.
Yeah. All right, so that concludes round 5. Winton getting the win. I think Winton is 4-1 now.
Is he 4-1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it drops Jordan to 3-2. So Winton still has a good chance. And if he keeps thrusting flies like this, then I think we'll see him in the top 8.
Go Oldham! He's definitely come with the right plan for Phi. So I think for his Oldham build, he wants to see Phi all day long.
All right, cool. Thank you, Matt, for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me on.
Hopefully we'll see you again later.
Yeah, we might see you in top 8.
Yeah, all right. Thank you.
Okay, team. Thanks for bearing with the video issues. I know it's really frustrating not being able to see much of what's going on, but hopefully Matt and Houston were keeping you sort of posted on exactly what was going on. We're going to try and upgrade the quality in a second and see if the internet holds up, but bear with. Alright chat, give us some thumbs up. How's that video look? Can you read things now? Alright, we've I think we've cracked it, team. Right, stand by. 5 minutes to go until round 6 of Swiss. So you got another epic 5 matches coming up the rest of the day. So stay tuned.
not great, is it?
Could we move it?
To the other side of the table.
Yeah, possibly like there if there's a little bit of shadow. Welcome back to Battle Hardened, Auckland, everyone. And we've got a guest commentator joining me in the booth. I've got Marnie Gardwell, who's basically helped put this whole event together. So welcome to the commentary booth, Marnie.
Hey, thanks, man. I'm really excited. I've wanted to give a shot at commentary for a while. My voice will be a bit familiar on this channel, but yeah, somehow managed to sneak away from the TO responsibilities to do at least a round. And I'm a big fan of Dromai, so yeah, good one to jump in on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad because we finally get a Dromai on stream today. I think it might be the first one. So one of the new heroes, obviously, from Uprising. And Marnie, I understand you had a bit of a chat to the players just earlier.
Yeah, so we'll just get the life thing put into its frame.
Oh, because the lights are a bit better now, is it?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Just had a quick yarn to these guys. So Ethan's from Wellington, so our capital down middle of the country on Dromai, and Jethro's up in Palmerston North, about sort of mid-North Island, 2 hours north of Wellington. But they said that they actually play test together and often playing at the same armories and stuff. So, and interestingly, spoiler alert, I will say, Jethro says that he loses more of their matchups in this game.
Yeah, and that's actually really interesting because I feel that sort of conventional wisdom, if I can put it that way, is that that Vi would be favored into this matchup, similar into like a lot of people feel it's pretty good into Prism, because your illusionists, whether it be Prism setting up auras or Dromai to set up dragons, it tends to take a bit of time to build up a board state, and these Vi players aren't about messing around. They put their foot on the gas, they deal out the damage, and they just go hard very, very quickly. So,
yeah, 100%. But I think the biggest puzzle to me that I'm still trying to figure out in games locally is like whether you play the red rake, into the aggro decks or not, because there's a lot of value in a way, and more for them to have to deal with if they choose they want to. But then it's a 2-block, and sometimes it's not super, but so that's the only thing. But otherwise, like Dromai is quite aggressive, and when she's playing 1-cost 5 go-agains, and sometimes Ember more, and also on hits, like in Dromai we're finding like the Erase Face and CNCs are actually really good proactive attacks after another go again. And the little, what are they, Sweeping Blow and Billowing Mirage, they're non-phantasm, and they just chip in kind of like, they're not 0 cost like Fire has, but, they still do stuff. So, but to Prism, the point on Prism as well, I guess, is like Fire gets away with just end of chain, get a free Phoenix Flame and pop off an aura that's bothering them. With Dromai, it's a bit different into like a 3-4 toughness dragon. They have to commit, at 4 they have to commit almost 2 attacks off into that. So it is, Dromai feels very same but different to Prism. It's cool.
Absolutely. And you mentioned some of the attacks. There's things like Dunebreaker Center Pie. There's even Dust Up, which hits a breakpoint.
Yep.
Things like some good swordsmanship, just fist bump there. Things like Embermore Center Pie. These are like big, heavy attacks that can actually put a bit of pressure on. And so we see the Fire player choosing not to go with the Blossom of Spring. Instead, the Tunic in this matchup.
Yep. Well, we'll trust him on that. He says he's played it a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And just starting things off with the Blue Rising Resentment here for one.
Fair enough.
So nothing too threatening. Probably just wants to see if he can poke through a little bit of damage.
Oh, but he's getting a free Ash, essentially, which is nice.
Yep, no, that's a good point. So he's pitched the red card to the Phantasmal Footsteps there. Gets an Ash on turn 1. So does put him down to 3 cards in hand. We'll see if... No, Jethro seems content to come on with the Searing Emberblade there. And that's a yellow Belittle, I believe, pitched. Haven't seen a whole lot of those today, so that's a nice little bit of tech there.
2's a really annoying number, like we always talk about these breakpoints, 4s, 7s, but since sort of the chain days, I've found ever since 2 is just so annoying.
I feel like you don't want to block.
Yeah.
And it looks like Jethro is happy just to Arsenal pass over to his opponent there.
Yep, fair enough.
So it looks like he wanted to keep that Arsenal card and the card in hand, so we'll see if he has some fireworks. Unfortunately, it looks like he did miss that Tunic trigger, which is very easy to do on stream.
Yeah, it's been a long day already for these guys, so...
Okay, so the Ravenous Rebel coming in for 4 here.
Such a great card. Yeah.
And Jethro actually electing to defend this. Okay, so you don't often see Fire defend a whole lot of attacks.
Cheeky burn them all if he gets back to the bottom of the deck as well. Really like that card. It's quite subtle, but it definitely closes games. The burn them all, so we might see that later.
Absolutely, and we've had our first dragon come down.
Popper on the Yenderai. That's very good timing. Lucky for the Fire player there. The Yenderai is essentially a 6. Well, not essentially a 6, but it's more to deal with, right, than a straight 3 power dragon.
He certainly won't be happy having that Yenderai pop there, because that probably would have eaten up 2 attacks to get rid of.
Yeah.
We have seen Fires playing a lot of cards like things like Command and Conquer and Erase Face. Often just good cards, like sometimes into the mirror, but also just for popping these dragons for Phantasm style things.
Yeah.
Okay, so nice bit of tempo there for Jethro. Does mean he's down to 2 cards in hand. We'll see what he can put together.
Searing Emberblade on the foot. That's just his turn, right? You can't give it go again anyway, after that.
This does make me wonder if he's holding something like an Art of War or Spreading Flames. I can see that Tunic's on 2 counters now.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe he did grab that on turn 1.
But then his opponent's reading that perhaps like you, Kieran, and we've got an 8 damage coming in.
Yep.
Create 2 Ash. So.
Yep, so we've got an Ember. Oh, and he's got the Erase Face.
Oh.
Is he going to use the... Okay, nice. So he's happy just to gain the life. Doesn't need to footsteps that there.
And that was a 3 Ash turn and 3 life. It's quite interesting.
Okay, so now we should have 3 counters on the Tunic and 4 Kadan. We apologise. There's a little bit of glare. We're just we're dealing with the sun at the moment, but we'll do our best just to keep on going.
It'll be going by the next round.
So we see a Brand with Cinderclaw coming in for 3 here. I think I caught sight of a Belittle in hand, so I like just a little sequencing here to make sure that next attack is also Draconic, to build up those Draconic chain links.
Yep. Pretty important in Fire. I've seen a bit of testing around with Kadachis and generics, but the Draconic just seems to be...
Okay, perhaps I misread the Belittle there, because he's decided to come with the Lava Vein Loyalty also for 3. I mean, it potentially could be looking at something like a Tome of the Firebrand here.
True.
That would be an option if he... Okay, so it comes in with the Searing Emberblade, so if he does have the Tome of the Firebrand here, he will be able to get back the Phoenix Flame, play that, and then pop off with that, so...
Such a nice line for Fire.
And Ethan here looks pretty content to take a lot of damage on this turn. Ooh, and it's a Lava Burst for 5.
Worth it. Oh, Sink Below.
Okay, so the Sink Below's lined up pretty nicely there.
Yep. You're taking 1 once he's resolved.
Yep, so should be taking 1 damage from that. Now, Ethan does have a 4-card hand there. He's got 4 Ash, as you pointed out. Yep. I think he really wants to make this turn count. His opponent does not have an arsenal.
So we might see 2 dragons.
Yeah, we could see...
2 to 3 even, potentially, but probably 2. One thing I don't know yet either is like how many or mix of like bigger dragons Dromais are playing into which matchups.
Yep. Oh, so we got the Maragai down here. Now, that is quite nice too.
Oh, and
a Chromai.
That's the combo. That's one of my favorite two dragons.
Yep, so Chromai's attacking, granting him an action point, and this cannot be blown up by Phantasm due to the Maragai effect.
Yeah. There's a lot of dreams to be had with Chromai getting through on its first attack, like snatches and e-pots and things. But
now, it will be interesting to see if he is going to follow up with the Maragai if he wants to just hold that back to protect some more dragons.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I guess we're seeing he is being perhaps a bit more reserved, at least on turns, so it could go either way.
Yeah, so Chromai's coming in for 3 here. Because one thing I'm thinking of here is if he comes in with the Maragai and he gets popped by a 6 power card, that does feel pretty painful. Whereas if he chooses to hold it back potentially, that's more damage that will get eaten up by the 5 player if he goes to the dragons.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. Oh, he's going in.
He's coming in, and I think that makes sense. You can't probably play too scared forever into these.
Yeah.
And he has seen one of those popping cards gone already, so statistically maybe it's a little bit less likely. And just as I say that, it gets eaten by the erase
What's
face.
That, 3 already in about 3 or 4 turns? It's doing well.
Yeah, I believe so. That's right. He'd seen 2 already, so he probably felt pretty safe attacking in there.
Yeah.
It has come back to get him a bit. Now this Chromai does only, it's only got 2 health.
But that puts him down to 2 card hand effectively, which is also not so bad because he's coming back with 5 or up to. He's going to block that. Oh, full block. Nice.
So Fate Foreseen nicely blocking the damage here.
Yeah.
Now I feel Ethan, he's protecting his life total fairly well. He's still on 29, but I imagine he does want to build up that board state, and we see another Chromai on top there.
Yeah.
So that's Rabble coming in for 4. Plenty of Ash to work with.
Oh.
A Command and Conquer. Now, that is a nice Command and Conquer.
Yeah, I think so. The no block on the Rabble and then 6 into an Arsenal.
It's quite good because Fai doesn't defend the best. We can see Jethro electing not to play like the Shuko or the Flamescale Furnace, but perfectly fine, but it just means it's a little bit more difficult to defend this out. Fai sometimes has turns where they just run out their hand and have no Arsenal, so this is a very nicely timed Command and Conquer here, I feel.
Yeah. In general, but even just from your time on the commentary today, what sort of numbers are Fire decks running of 3 blocks, do you think, on average?
It's hard to say exactly. I know a lot of them like to run a number of blue 3 lights. Oh, when he got the Spreading Flame.
That's huge, I think.
That is very big. So all of a sudden, he's picked up a 3-life lead. He gets rid of the Spreading Flame on what would have been a Tunic turn as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Far out. That he's got a. Oh, and he was going to add.
Yeah. Now that's one of those key moments where Jethro would have been very happy just to eat anything like a dragon, an Embermore Centipie. Losing that CNC is definitely quite painful. Sorry, losing the Spreading Flame is definitely very painful there.
Yeah.
Okay, so he chooses to banish. I imagine he's going for the +1. We'll have to see if he. Is that a second Art of War in hand? We'll have to see if he decides to go with the Stubbies here. Yep, and there we go.
Doing it. Do you think we'll see the mask as well, or just depends how the chain plays out?
I feel it may depend on how the turn goes. I can't quite see, but that might be a second Art of War.
Oof.
So we'll have to see if he elects to go for the second Art of War.
Yeah, I hear players quite 50-50, like the split feedback on whether you double Art of War or if you should always kind of just push one at a time.
Yeah, I mean, in this spot in particular, that would put him down to 3 cards in hand. It means you can't hold on to it. I can see he does have the Belittle open.
Okay, nice. Yeah, he's getting that.
Okay, so I quite like this play. It looks like he may hold on to the Art of War here to set up for next turn.
Yeah.
I think it's quite good because you can still push a decent amount of damage here. Now, if he fetches up a blue minnow, he may need to make a slightly inefficient play of getting back the thing on the go again for the Lava Vein Loyalty and the Searing Emberblade.
Ah, yeah. No, that's a good point. You're on to it, Mr. Classic.
Yeah.
This ain't your first rodeo.
One nice thing about that is...
Oh, mounting anger. Red.
Okay, sorry. I think the glare's throwing off my side a little bit.
No,
I think I thought that was the Art of War.
Yeah, that's huge, though. Like, it's a big attack, I mean. And it's turning on the other attacks, like you were mentioning.
Yep, now that's going to turn on the Lava Vein Loyalty as well.
This is a decent fight turn. What has he got? 2 cards left?
Yep, so he's going to be able to come in with a Searing Emberblade and a Phoenix Flame.
And the Phoenix would be 3, is it?
The Phoenix Flame, yes, will be coming in for 3.
Far out. He really missed that Spreading Flames, didn't he, in this turn?
Yeah, the Spreading Flames will be very, very punishing here.
Is that all attacks can get the buff, or is it just Draconic?
It is Draconic attacks.
Yeah. 4 Draconic attacks on the link.
I suppose looking at how the board state played out, he actually didn't miss out on too much damage from that here.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it still would have been pretty nice. You know, it would have pumped up the Searing Emberblade that's coming in, and actually, no, sorry, lie. But it would have pumped up the Phoenix Flame into the Searing Emberblade.
Oh, he is pouncing. He's pouncing. Here we go.
Okay, so electing. We'll see if he goes for the Salt the Wound here.
And the other main option would be Lava Burst, is it?
I believe so, yeah. So he's gone for the Lava Burst. I think his opponent has defended out only one of the attacks here.
Oh, 2? Sink the Belittle and then...
Oh, there was a yellow Belittle.
2
Yeah, you're
cards
correct.
there.
Sorry, I'm too used to the red Belittles.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like he went for Lava Burst for a bit more guaranteed damage here.
Hang on.
That should have been for 7.
Oh, it's a flame scale. Okay. I thought he had 6 cards, and was like, what?
It looked like he defended that Lava Burst for 3 and only took 2. I may have... Sorry, I was trying to pay... The board was a little bit cluttered there.
Should we check? Oh,
we may just double check that very quickly. The board was slightly cluttered, so I may have missed it, so we don't want to have that wrong. So, yeah, looks like Jethro was able to pop out quite a bit of damage there.
They both agreed it was coming for 7, so they must have...
Okay, yep, so they have that. Okay, so that was a pretty good turn from Jethro. They allowed him to get a bit of tempo back. I can see he now...
Now is he just having another turn?
Yes, he is.
There's
Now
no cards left yet.
so the Pouncing Lynx is down and...
Wait, what? Oh, yeah. It's like, I didn't know you could reveal Commander Conquer.
Oh, and that's pretty brutal here. Now, he's playing Belittle. Does he have additional Minnowisms? It looks like he does. Okay, that helps him. So I know some fight decks have been only running the 1 blue Belittle, and I did notice he drew Belittle there, but he is able to fetch up the other one for a bit more damage.
Yep. He's just got 2 blue Minnowism and an attack, so it's hard, eh? Use all the resources.
Yeah, that's not actually the best Art of War turn here. So we have a Rising Resentment. I
3 yellow.
believe that's yellow, yep. So Ethan's able to just efficiently block that out as well. Phoenix Flame will be coming in for 2.
As an original Katsu player, how are you feeling about all this Mask of Pouncing Link shenanigans over the momentum?
Actually, I think it's very cool sometimes when cards that are a little bit underappreciated, like Mask of the Pouncing Links, start to get a bit of love.
Yeah.
Very similar to Stubby Hammerers as well.
Yeah, true. Fair point. I'd have to agree, but I just feel like Mask has always been such a threat, eh? So good.
Yeah, now, so we can see that he's played an Art of War. He pitched that Art of War to the bottom, and Stubby Hammerers and Mask of Pouncing Links are gone.
Played 2 Art of War even, I think.
Oh, you're correct, actually.
Yeah.
So that is...
So he's kind of out, because he's not going to see the other last art now for...
Yeah, it depends. He may be able to shuffle with the Belittle, but he has played a number of Belittles as well. And we see a dragon come down.
As Valai.
Yep.
So that's the arcane damage one on attacking, and it's 2 power, 3 defense, 3 health. It's quite good. Like pairing it with a burn them all, so doing multiple arcane.
One thing to note here as well on the Dramai side is we have the Flamescale Furnace and the Crown of Providence. 1 block on the Furnace, but the Crown's still up as well.
Yeah, true.
And so that's a blue minnow into a blue Rising Resentment here.
That's rough.
Okay, so it looks like he's taken out the dragon with the Searing Emberblade. So he's paid 1 here to fetch back the Phoenix Flame. Let's see what he can follow this turn up with. I thought I saw Assault the Wound in hand, but it's a little bit... Yeah, that does look like one, I believe.
So Assault the Wound hitting a dragon counts as... It's just hits, isn't it? It's not hit player?
I believe so, yeah.
Trigger,
So that's coming in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
A
6.
fair bit. Okay, nice.
So that's very nice, because that hand was actually very weak. I think that was a blue lava vein loyalty as well.
Yeah.
But it's actually worked out for him nicely, because you're not really incentivized to block these 1-power attacks.
Yeah,
so
true.
he really managed to sort of save a pretty poor turn there with that Salt the Wound at the end.
That's a great way to analyze that card, actually. Like, it kind of makes up for those smaller attack hands. Because they're probably just going to let it through. And then it's like, here's 6 or 7.
Is that a Yenduro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's got the counter on. So, yeah. Not as bad for Fi, like you were saying. You can just chip it for 1 or 2, like with a small attack, and that gets rid of the counter, and then a 3 clears it. But
You know, it does feel like the Fi player has really sort of got the momentum a bit here. So he's up by 7 life. He's got a full hand.
red Cinderclaw, I think.
Yeah, I feel Jethro on Fire, he's navigated a couple of kind of awkward turns, but he's still managed to, keep up the gas a bit here.
Yeah, he looks quite comfortable. Had a couple of turns just doing 1 or 2 attacks and arsling. I think it's good discipline.
So Brand with Brand into the Searing Emberblade. So we'll see, because he does have the option to pull back the Phoenix here to get rid of the counter from Enderai and then come in for damage, but we'll see if he wants to do that or just... Oh no, it looks like he's going for the face here.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so he's arsling that last card. 3 counters on Tunic, so if it's something like Tome of the Firebrand or Spreading Flames, that can be a very nice turn. I can see he's got a Belittle and Salt the Wound in hand. So we have a...
Oh, a Necria. So that's the big one. 3 cost, 4 power, 7 health. And every time it deals damage or gets dealt damage, it gets a neg-1 counter and makes an Ash. But it's just a big beater. It's a 4 attack with a big butt. So.
Yep, and it's sitting at 6 at the moment. Okay, so here comes the Tunic counter for the Belittle.
Yep. Are we going to see the Salt turn again like last time where he's got, yellow Belittle, blue, I think that's a blue Renegade.
Yeah, we could do. We could very well do. And just with the Phoenix Flame and stuff like all those ones shipping in for 1.
Yeah, ignoring the dragons, Ethan might be like, oh, well, that's fine. And then we're going to get like a Salt the Wound for 6 or something again.
One thing to note here is I feel this is a key pivot point in the game where Jethro needs to decide is he going to go face or is he going to clear dragons.
Yeah, I think he's going face. Like
it does
that
look like that for
turn
sure.
Felt like he was just like, screw that Yendrai. I've got like 3 more turns against
There's the Spreading Flames as well.
Oh, he's got it. Whoa.
Okay, so basically playing with the 6-card hand there, being able to fetch the Minnowism there off. Okay, so that's getting pumped, so that's coming in for 2.
Far out. And he's still got Salt.
Okay, so let's see if he wants to go for the Phoenix Flame here too. It depends on his resources, because if he fetches Phoenix, the Phoenix and the Searing Emberblade will get pumped here.
True.
But it does depend on his resource availability.
Yeah. Straight in. Emberblade.
Okay, so that's coming in for 3.
It has to be strictly lower than the number of links, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. I can see him potentially not doing that there because he wants to hold back information. So he might be out looking, saying, look, I'm happy to give up 1 damage here on the Searing Emberblade in order to, hide a few cards in my hand.
Yeah. And I mean, he had to, like you said, he had to use a resource to get the Phoenix back to do 2 and then 4 with the Phoenix and the sword. But he would have lost the Rising.
Yep, no, so
that's
I think
true. Overall, this is more damage.
I believe I thought that was a blue, but that's actually a red, so that's coming in for 4.
And then Assault for a fair bit there. 1, 2, 3, 5 perhaps. I think we're at 5. It'll be +3.
And one thing to note here is he hasn't fetched the Phoenix Flame back yet, but he does have the Tide Flippers available.
Ah, true. Oh, double sigil. Thanks for coming.
So he gains 7, but he's
But
taken...
no cards. Okay, blocking, yeah. Okay, so he'd take 3, yeah. Okay.
Okay, I think that may have been a slight misstep there. It looks like he didn't actually fetch back the Phoenix Flame when he had the Draconic Chain Links.
True, you just put it in Arsenal even, you reckon?
Or just coming for the damage that was buffed through the...
but he'd have to crack Tide Flippers, right?
Yes, but he could have got it back before the Salt the Wind played it as well. So maybe a small misstep there.
Yeah,
that is
true,
2 damage.
Yes, yeah.
We'll see if that comes back to haunt him a little bit.
And it made him, would have made the Salt bigger as well if he had, tried to live dangerously.
But don't want to overstate it too much because he still has opponent firmly on the back foot here, I feel.
Definitely, yeah. Oh, did he pop the Necria just before as well? Yeah, CNC blocked the Necria on the last turn.
Oh, so now we see a Kyloria come down.
Snatch Dragon. So, nothing to sniff at there.
So, I mean, he's starting to build up a bit of a board of dragons here.
Yep. I mean, even that Necria was like a decent pot, really, for where they're at.
Yeah, because I just feel that with that Phoenix Flame, that we're looking at a significantly different game with you're on 2 life.
Yeah. And this is 4 go again, hit trigger.
Draw a card.
Yeah. Oh, Mask of Momentum, thanks for coming. Oh, this is like... I think you can see Ethan almost looks excited there with this hitting the life.
Now, one thing here with Jethro and Fire deciding to take all that damage, he now has a 5-card hand. His opponent is on 4 life.
That's true.
This may be a difficult one to survive.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. And he's got the Tide Flippers still. It's probably, another Lava Burst and Assault, at least in there.
Well, that's a red Belittle this time. So really getting value out of the Belittles here.
Oof, Dominion, yeah.
I feel Pro Tour champion Pablo would be nodding his head in agreement seeing the 6 Belittles.
Yeah.
So plenty of resources to work with here. Ooh, is that a Mounting Anger?
Yeah, red, yeah. 4 damage.
Just coming 4 down. There is 1 block up on the Flamescale Furnace. So he's able to fully block that out. And Jethro here, he needs to be put. Oh, okay, Art of War.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's a very big Art of War because that's also going to make that Mounting Anger hit.
Yes. True.
And that means that the next attack is going to get +1, and then on top of the buff from the Art of War.
Yeah.
Gee, so it looks like he drew Minnowism Belittle. Does he have a card to banish to the Mounting Anger?
Is that the +1 damage one or the go again one?
That's the +1 damage one.
Yeah. That's quite good value, that card, eh?
It is. But like I say, I feel Ethan really wants to kill him this turn because he doesn't want to end in a spot where his opponent is able to play something from Arsenal. I mean, it'd probably have to be something like a Sigil is what he played to, but he doesn't want to be facing down 2 dragon attacks here when he's on 6 life.
Yeah, that's true. I'd almost be killing the Snatch Dragon, potentially.
Okay, so Searing Emberblade coming in. It's been blocked.
Is this a blue one?
I believe that's a blue coming in for 3 with go again, and then the Phoenix comes in for 2, and that's it. And that's lethal. So he did manage to get there in the end.
That was a good game.
Like I say though, I feel the Dromai player ended up being fairly close.
Yeah.
Because the one thing there is, as well, like I mentioned, it looked like potentially there was, unless I missed something, that there was a missed Phoenix Flame on that Spreading Flame turn, which would have been 2 damage at the end there.
Yeah.
But I think Ethan was thinking there, like, if I can get you to miss on this 1 turn, and I can start coming with the dragons to actually force you to start blocking and press your life total, might be a close game.
Yeah. No, it's real hard, like I was saying before, like knowing what big dragons to play and so on, because racing 5 even more, like trying out Scar for Scar and those sorts of cards as well. It can make it sometimes closer. But I think with Stubby Hammers, I mean, that got pretty close there. So, when we see this new post-Stubby format, it could be, an even more close 50-50 race.
Because the Shuko also represents a decent amount of damage over the course of the game.
Yes,
to me,
that's true.
The sort of story of that game in the early game was those Phantasm Poppers on the dragons, on the Cinepai.
That was huge.
It just made sure he kept the board clear of dragons, particularly the Maragai, which was very strong, I felt. He kept his life total very healthy, and then it just meant that allowed him to fight through some of the disruption. So that Command and Conquer onto the Spreading Flames was a very significant turn.
Yes,
I think
true.
that certainly made it closer. But we saw, for example, if Jethro had been even like a little bit lower in life and been forced to block a turn earlier, that game would have started to get very close. I will note that, here's gesturing with the minnows there. There were a few awkward draws off the Art of Wars and things like that for Jethro.
Yeah.
But I feel like he managed to navigate those turns very well.
Yep.
Now this one it's not the last round, but it was a potential win and in. So we won't say it's for sure win and in.
True. Yeah.
But with the way the breakers are, both these players were X1 going into. So this is the second to last round. So with Jethro advancing on Phi,
it's likely.
It's likely,
He's
even
top
with the
eight.
final round loss, that he will make top 8. So,
Yeah.
a bit of a shame for the Dramai fans out there, I will say, who are hoping to see a bit of a Dramai in the top 8.
Yeah. I mean, really well played from Ethan there. I think he did all he could. I guess just a note to Dromai fans and whatnot, depending where you're at with your testing and so on. I think, it's playing sometimes. He got good value in a way there, but sometimes, playing more games with Sync Below and defensive cards into Phi feels, it can feel a bit rough, and maybe you want to try, the aggro strategy. I'm not fully sure.
Yeah, I did quite like the Sigils of Solace feel very good in Dramai.
Sigil's beautiful.
Yeah, just because it turns on that sort of go again on your dragons and things like that, which is very nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just felt like the Ethan on Dramai there was just a sort of step and a half almost behind that game, and when it came down to those final turns, even with a few clunky draws, Jethro was able to push through those final few points of damage.
Yeah. But yeah, and the last thing I was going to say too is that, to take our hats off to LSS, it's watching this matchup, often in most games that are played between the two, it sort of fulfills like the flavor of the
That's
lore,
a good point.
it feels very much like a kind of rebellion versus the queen with the dragons, and it's like very push and pull, and they have their moments, and it's like,
No, I'm really glad you mentioned that, actually, because I was probably a little bit remiss not mentioning it at the start. Obviously, within the lore and the storyline, Phi the Rising Rebellion versus Dramai, fighting for the sort of the Emperor and Volcor and things like that.
Yeah.
It was, and I think you're completely right. Phi the Rising Rebellion with all the things coming in with all these little attacks, chipping away here and there.
Yeah.
Dramai trying to build up these big dragons to sort of fight for you.
Yeah.
But it looks like the Rebellion was successful this time around for sure.
Yeah. People gonna love it.
Yep. So I just saw a question in chat. Do we know the top field any prisms there? I believe there's still one prism player live for top 8, Jason Lai, a very accomplished prism player out of New Zealand.
Who has been doing well with Dromai, but for some reason switched today.
Yeah, it looked like he chose to play prism today. I am not sure on how his last game went. No. Aside from that, I know the 2 undefeated players playing in round 6 were both Bravo.
Okay,
so we had Kale McCreath and Sam Payne. So
nice.
I feel that the Bravo players, their game plan of sort of coming in probably hoping to dodge the Prism and Dromai and beat up on the Fires have actually worked out pretty well so far for them.
Yeah, okay. So it should be pretty interesting. Yeah, there are a few Prisms sort of across the top, like the top 10 tables over the last couple of rounds, but yeah, I'm not, as you say, probably correct, just with one being potentially live, but we'll have to see. It's all part of the excitement. And just to remind everyone out there, and tell your friends if they got fed up with the buffering and whatnot, but from top 8 we should be pretty good on the internet. I heard it seems like this round was even a bit better again already, but yeah, in the next hour everyone else is clearing out of this venue, so our internet should be super smooth, and the top 8 should be bloody good.
Absolutely, and to everyone listening out there as well, just to reiterate how we've mentioned our stream today, the Battle Hardened is being held at a venue as part of the Cancer Society Games Fair here down in Auckland, and so we do have a link to the PayPal. We're having slight issues with the Give a Little, but there is a PayPal link in the video description comments. If you would like to donate to the Cancer Society through there, just please mark your
donation.
Yeah, please mark your payment as a donation, so we can make sure all that money goes through to the Cancer Society.
Yep. Yeah, it's great. And
So-
I hope you've enjoyed the day so far. There's been great to see all the comments popping in there and you guys watching. So yeah, thanks for getting involved, and Thank you. While you're here, I'll say thank you to you, Kieran. It's great to have Mr. Classic on the stream.
No problem at all. I'm having a great day. I can see Fab Foundry, really cool sort of content creator, part of the Fab community for a very long time. Very nice to see you tuning
Travis.
in. The link should be I believe in the video or stream description. Well, if it's not there, we'll make sure we get it in there as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's just info@cardmerchant.co.nz is the email for the PayPal option. If the other options get fixed up before the end of the night, we'll let you know as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for joining me in the booth, Marnie. It was great to have you here, and thanks for all the work you put into this event. I think we might take a short break. We should be coming into the final round very shortly, probably looking about 15 to 20 minutes or so. So we got the final round of Swiss and going to top 8. I feel we've got some very good players still in contention.
Will you be popping back and forth, keep an eye on these comments here, Mr. Classic?
I'll do my best.
Well, he'll do his best. So if you're on the chat now and you want to see any particular heroes in the final round, Mr. Classic's got some sway in the picking the matches. So yeah, if you got any heroes you want to watch in round 7, put in your bid for that, and we'll see what we can do. And yeah, if I can get away later on, I might sneak back in for one more show. And
sounds great.
Enjoyed it.
All right. Thank you very much for everyone for tuning in today. Please stick with us, and we'll be back very shortly.
Cheers.